are you? Good, mate?
Cheers,
Not too bad.
Just getting used to
Look at this.
Yeah, what's it like?
fucking tough.
Is it? Source fabric in the UK, but you are limited.
Yeah.
Like that coming from Italy and that.
Yeah, that feels lovely compared to that. Yeah. It just looks very quilted
Yeah,
rather than like...
that's what we're trying to do on this by screwing it on both sides. So
Yeah.
it keeps the wadding not filled out, but it
Yeah.
kind of compresses it down.
Yeah, nice. So what, it could be more flat?
We could do that part without the quilting in. Do you get what I mean? And just do it out of self fabric, front and back, or we'll have one side quilted. We'll see how it dies up, see how it sits flat. Do you know what I mean?
I like that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad.
Yeah.
Do you remember last jacket we went no quilting in the pocket?
Yeah.
We went no quilt and it seemed too flat, and then we went quilt and it was like mega puff. It wouldn't sit flat.
Yeah.
But that seems alright.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Right.
Yeah. Might drown me this one.
Do what the shrinkage report is when we do it. Obviously that's too long based on the sample that we've given her there.
Yeah.
With this initial sample, it's just about getting the base right, get it dyed.
You can have that shine to the fabric once we've washed it.
Honestly, I'm not too sure what that'll come out like dye, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly.
I think that pocket little welts come out fine.
Yeah, if you get the length right, we'll see how that dyes up.
So at this stage, you've just had it cut, constructed, the lining's on. Obviously this is an undyed sample. Tomorrow we're going to the dye house. We're going to obviously test the colour. We've decided to put a binding that goes up and around the neck rather than having the sort of standard bomber rib. Just feel like it would be a nicer finish.
We'll throw this garment in as well to hit a kilo.
Okay.
See how the colour dyes and that, see if you're happy. When he dyes that, it might be light, might be dark. I'll speak to Quilly anyway, might have to double dye it. Don't be too worried of how the inside dyes up like that, tears away, because obviously we've got that joint and we've got the down in there anyway, yeah. But this, we just want to see how the outer dyes.
It's only going to get to the point where we don't even really need to think twice, it'll just be second nature.
So we're in Leicester today. We've come to dye our autumn winter 24 down jacket. We've got a few offcuts that we're going to wash this morning just to make sure that we get the Pantone right, and then as soon as that's approved we're going to chuck it in for wash and just see how that nylon takes to the dye. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty full on day nailing this jacket, but as soon as we've got it approved we can then start production and hopefully we'll have it back in hand in time for the shoot next month.
And the fabric as well?
Yeah, there's offcuts in the other bag.
What would you with?
So I think we're going to hold these two. That's going to make that a kilo.
Okay.
So once we've washed the offcuts and we're happy with the colour, then Sat said to wash that.
Yeah, I might get involved in time.
So in this particular drum, we've got like white, or it's usually like a scour garment, which is like a cream colour. So all of our garments go in, and then the pigment's added, and then obviously it's washed, creating the desired vintage effect. We would both definitely say that the dye house is one of our favourite parts of the process. It means that we can be hands-on, it means that we can touch and feel the samples, especially when we're trying to get a particular colour and nail it. We can tweak it on the spot if we have to, so it means that we can go darker or lighter and then hopefully come away with an approved sample and then straight into production. That's part of the beauty and the love of making stuff in England from start to finish.
That's how it's going to come out. It's kind of polyester in there.
What's your initial thoughts?
Nice, I like that. Is that just wet in the seams, or is that?
That's wet in the seams, that is. Instead of sending it in the dryer to dry, that's how we do a colour test, run it on a just normal hand dryer quicker.
It's hard to tell if the dye's catching it in the seams at the minute. Should we blast it?
Yeah. Does look like a nice colour though. So we're just taking it out just to see what this sample's like in natural daylight. Yeah, it is nice. It does look a little bit more translucent in this light as well.
Is that something that's come out of the seed, isn't it?
Bit of seaweed.
It is a little bit more translucent, ever so slightly. The colour's really nice and it's almost got like a metallic-y kind of feel, which is showing off the ripstop a little bit more. Say to them, just stick to that exact recipe,
Yeah.
don't go darker,
Yeah.
and then we'll see what the jacket looks like when it comes out.
I've got a Toyota Yaris. Will that do? Not good enough. We'll take colours, yeah. So this is just our most recent approved dye sample, just so we can cross-reference it to the actual jacket and just make sure it's the same sort of tone and the green that we want to go for. The difference is this doesn't have the lining is something that we're both really interested to see, because we might actually swap the inner lining and use it for the outer as well, if it does create that more translucent effect.
The jacket's just come out of the dye machine. We're just going to stick it in the drying drum now. We're not going to dry this one by hand, just because we need to check for shrinkage as well. So it's just gone in roughly half an hour's time. Outfit. Can't keep it the green. But yeah, I love that colour.
Yeah, it's a lovely colour. You can really see the texture of the ripstop in the sun. It's come out so nice. Obviously the zip needs to go on still,